We all want AI to be that ultimate strategic partner, right? An intelligent sidekick that helps us find those hidden opportunities and, seal the deal. But for any of that to actually happen, your AI needs a powerful, totally unseen foundation. It needs a nervous system. And today, we're going to talk about how to build it.
Okay, let's get real for a minute. On one side, you've got the AI promise. We're talking about predicting market shifts, finding that perfect customer profile, personalizing outreach at a massive scale. It's the dream, right? Especially for business development. But then there's the AI reality. And way too often, these amazing projects just fizzle out. They become these expensive failures that never quite deliver. So what gives? What is the disconnect between that incredible promise and the reality so many companies face?
Well, the answer lies in that unseen foundation. It's not about the flashy algorithm or the cool user interface. Nope. It's about the engine room, the plumbing that makes the whole thing work. It's all about the data infrastructure.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Behind every single AI application that feels like magic, there's what it calls the unglamorous yet essential work of data engineering. This right here is the fork in the road between getting those game-changing results or just ending up with a very expensive, very disappointing failure.
So, what are we really talking about here? I want you to think of this infrastructure as the nervous system for your AI. It's the network that allows your AI to sense what's happening out in the market, to process all that information coming in from a million different places, and then to fuel the smart, strategic actions that give you a real edge. Without this nervous system, your AI is basically just a brain in a jar. It's got all this potential, but it's completely powerless. To really get this, we need to follow the data on its journey. Let's look at how some raw, tiny signal, like, say, a company casually mentioning a new project in a press release, gets transformed into a strategic insight that you can actually use. That whole journey is kind of like a four-stage assembly line. First step is ingestion, which is all about gathering the raw data. Then comes processing, where we clean it all up and refine it. After that, storage, which makes it easy to access. And finally, orchestration, which basically manages the entire flow. So let's see what that looks like in the real world. So let's break this down a bit. Ingestion is like a giant vacuum, sucking in data from APIs, social media, you name it. But honestly, the real magic happens in processing. This is where we clean up all that messy data and use something called feature engineering to pull the important signal out of all the noise. That good, clean data then goes into specialized storage so we can get to it fast. And the whole time, orchestration is like the conductor of an orchestra, making sure every part of this pipeline runs perfectly smoothly every single time.
But here's the thing. Just having a pipeline isn't enough. You have to actually architect it for success. You need a blueprint that lets your AI capabilities scale and adapt right along with your business, not something that's going to hold you back in a year.
And this is where things get really interesting. For years, everybody used this traditional centralized approach, but it creates a massive bottleneck. Everybody has to line up and wait for one central data team to do anything. The modern way to do it is with a data mesh. Now, this treats data like a product. Your sales team owns its sales data. Marketing owns its marketing data. This totally empowers them to move way faster, cutting down on dependencies and just speeding up the whole development cycle. For a BD executive, that means getting the insights you need in a matter of hours, not weeks. I mean, think about that. And this brings us to the power of speed. With something called an event-driven architecture, your AI isn't just analyzing what happened last quarter, it's reacting to what's happening right now. A competitor launches a new feature, a key prospect updates their job title on LinkedIn, your AI knows instantly. This lets you engage with perfect timing, turning what was just a random market event into a real opportunity to build a relationship.
Okay, but none of this, not the speed, not the fancy architecture, none of it matters one bit if the data itself is junk. And that brings us to the absolute non-negotiable rule of data quality. I'm sure you've all heard this saying, garbage in, garbage out.
And the impact is just staggering. I mean, look at this. With high-quality data, a model that scores your leads can be 95% accurate. You can trust it. But with poor quality data, that accuracy just plummets. It's less than a coin flip. So which one would you bet your sales quote on? This isn't some small detail. This is everything. But it actually gets worse. Bad data doesn't just make your AI inaccurate. It can make it dangerously biased. It can build flawed assumptions right into its core logic, causing your AI to completely ignore promising new markets or have you chasing down dead ends. It creates these huge strategic blind spots that you would never even know are there. So how do you guarantee quality? Well, you do it through strong governance. And no, this isn't about bureaucracy. It's about building trust directly into your system. Data Lineage lets you see exactly where your data came from. Automated checks are your 24/7 quality control. And strong privacy and access rules make sure you're handling sensitive customer data the right way, which is absolutely critical for building those long-term relationships. So, once you have this solid foundation of quality, speed, and smart architecture, you're not just ready for today. You are now prepared for what's coming next in the wild world of AI. The first huge trend is real-time machine learning. Imagine an AI that doesn't just rely on what it learned 6 months ago. Instead, it's learning and adapting constantly, getting smarter with every single deal that closes, with every new piece of market intelligence that comes in. Your strategic partner is literally evolving in real time. Next, there's something called edge computing. This is all about bringing the AI's intelligence right to where the action is happening. Think about having an AI or a tablet during a client meeting that can analyze their needs on the spot and generate a custom proposal right there and then. No delays, no let me get back to my team at HQ. Just instant insight. And finally, for building trust on a massive scale, there's federated learning. This is a total game changer because it lets you train a powerful AI model across multiple companies or data sets without anyone ever having to share their sensitive private customer data. It's collaborative intelligence without the compliance nightmare, and that opens up a whole new world of partnership possibilities. So at the end of the day, all of this, the speed, the accuracy, all these incredible future trends, it all comes back to the foundation you decide to build today. So as you think about how you're going to use AI to drive growth, maybe the most important question you can ask is this: is my AI built on a foundation of strength or a foundation of risk? Because the choice you make there, well, it's going to determine everything that follows.